No one really tells you this, but some years don't just challenge you, they quietly change who you are. This year didn't break me all at once. It changed me in small, uncomfortable ways. And looking back, I can honestly say it's been one of the hardest years of my life and one of the most important. This year taught me that everything is temporary. Moments, feelings, people, even the version of myself I thought would last forever. There were days I felt like I was just surviving, waking up tired, doing what needed to be done, putting my feelings on hold because life didn't give me the option to stop. Life doesn't pause just because you're hurting. You can be exhausted, you can be grieving, you can be emotionally drained, and still, responsibilities keep coming. For a long time, I thought strength meant pushing through without complaint. I thought being strong meant not slowing down, not falling apart, not needing help. But this year showed me that real strength is quieter than that. Sometimes, strength is admitting you're tired. Sometimes, it's letting yourself feel instead of pretending you're fine. Another hard lesson this year taught me was about love. I learned that love is about giving fully, even when it hurts. But I also learned that giving too much of yourself to the wrong people doesn't make you kinder. It just leaves you empty. I spent so much time trying to be there for everyone. Listening, understanding, holding space, fixing things that weren't mine to fix. I thought that made me a good person. But what it really did was drain my energy and slowly break my heart. Caring too much for people who don't do the same for you will exhaust you. And that was a painful realization. Because it meant accepting that some people will never meet you where you are, no matter how much effort you give, no matter how patient you are, how clearly you explain yourself, or how deeply you care. I had to learn to choose myself without guilt, to protect my peace, to stop proving my worth without overgiving, to save my kindness for people who actually value it. This year also taught me 3 lessons that sound simple, but took me a long time to understand. First, leave people where they are. Not everyone wants to grow. Not everyone is ready to take responsibility, and forcing it will only hurt you. Second, accept situations for what they are. Not what you hope they'll become, not what they used to be, but what they are right now. Acceptance doesn't mean approval. It just means you stop fighting reality. And third, not every action needs a reaction. Not every comment deserves your energy. Not every misunderstanding needs to be corrected. Not every silence needs to be filled. Sometimes, the most powerful response is no response at all. This year also showed me something about balance. Life is never just one thing. It's pain and joy at the same time. Loss and gratitude. Hurt and healing existing together. I learned that you can be hurting deeply and still living a meaningful life. I made friends out of strangers, and strangers out of people I thought would always be there. That part was hard to accept. But it taught me that nothing is guaranteed, and that makes presence matter. This year forced me to pay attention to energy, to notice which spaces felt heavy, which conversation drained me, which relationships felt safe, and learn to choose warmth, the kind of energy that doesn't ask you to shrink, that feels calm instead of chaotic. The kind that lets you rest. Because when life feels overwhelming, warmth becomes necessary, not optional. Another important lesson I learned is about staying open to new opportunities is not always easy. Trying something new can feel scary, especially after many disappointments. But closing yourself off costs more in the long run. Being open does not mean being careless. It means you don't know everything yet, but you're willing to learn. It means giving yourself permission to try again, to stay curious even after past failures. Yes, it can be uncomfortable, especially when you've been disappointed before. But I learned that growth only happens when we stay open, when we allow ourselves to learn, to change, and to try again. We give ourselves a chance to build a better life. There were many days this year when I felt invisible. It felt like my needs did not matter. It felt like everyone else came first. I put my dreams aside because life asked too much from me. This year made me see things more clearly. It showed me that giving too much does not make you a better person. That staying quiet is not the same as being strong. That just surviving is not the life I want anymore. Instead, this year gave me clarity to know my limits, what I can handle, and what I can't carry anymore. To know that I want a life that feels lighter and more peaceful. The hardest lesson of all is still this. Life doesn't stop even when you're hurting. But somehow through it all, you discover strength you didn't know you had. The kind that keeps going, not because it's easy, but because there's no other choice. You don't need to have everything figured out. You just need to be honest about where you are. And if you're in a season of letting go, of choosing yourself, of learning who you are beyond survival, you're not behind. You're becoming.